Alright, let's get started. Disassembling the 703RR engine. Presented here for everyone, the 703F. Owners can also take a look. These two engines are essentially the same. It's just the appearance of the turbo/covers that's different. You can't really tell them apart with the naked eye. Let's first take a look at the clutch. From this view, it uses a slipper clutch. The clutch inner and outer baskets are both made in-house by Zontes. And inside this engine, many parts are manufactured by Zontes themselves. Let's look at the clutch plates. They are quite important. It uses Chongqing Lide's paper-based clutch plates. The oil pump is driven by a chain. The clutch outer basket is responsible for driving the oil pump gear. The oil pump chain is a Japanese-did chain. As mentioned earlier, this clutch outer basket is made by Zontes. And when it comes to manufacturing clutches, Zontes is truly willing to invest in equipment. Among so many clutch factories in China, only Chongqing Clutch has large-scale gear grinding equipment. They are professional clutch makers, so it's normal they have it. But Zontes, as an OEM, original equipment manufacturer, you actually brought in this large-scale grinding equipment too? What do you think the clutch industry will think of this? So Zontes really spares no expense on equipment. Removing the oil pump, let's continue. I've known about Zontes' 3-cylinder engine since 2019. And I've been looking forward to it for so many years. Their R&D must have started even earlier. So it should be considered the first domestic, independently developed 3-cylinder. The engine development process is very arduous. Take a look at its tensioner. It uses a hydraulic tensioner, so a slight ticking sound from the cylinder head is normal. Not just this, other bikes with hydraulic tensioners also have that sound. First, let's look at the material of the exhaust camshaft. I'll teach you how to identify it. See how this parting line is wide? The place I'm pointing at with my finger. It's wide, which indicates this is a forged camshaft. So, this exhaust cam is forged. Now look at the intake camshaft. Let's find the parting line again. It's here. This parting line is a thin line. This indicates the intake cam is cast. Nodular cast iron. Now everyone knows how to spot the difference, right? So, previously, some people doubted that I could tell if a part was forged or cast just by disassembling, saying it's nonsense. It really isn't nonsense. You can distinguish them based on these characteristics. Alright, let's look at the cylinder head structure. The design of this head is very innovative. The exhaust side uses finger followers. The intake side uses valve tappets, buckets. Moreover, these valve tappets have undergone DLC process treatment. The advantages of DLC coating I've explained to you before. In simple terms, it's a diamond-like coating on top. And let me tell you a secret. This DLC process is also done by Zontes in-house. For other manufacturers, this process is usually outsourced. This is why the Zontes factory looks so high-end? Because this high-end equipment should typically belong to specialized parts suppliers. Yet, Zontes has a whole bunch of it themselves. So the Zontes factory is quite a sight to behold. I believe good things should be promoted. I suggest Old Chow, Zontes CEO, hold regular open days, so more riders can witness the Zontes factory. I bet many watching this video want to see it, right? Anyway, I'll have to find a chance to go. That's the cylinder head disassembled. This structure is truly unique in the world. Now let's look at the cylinders. Beautiful under the light, isn't it? This is an electroplated ceramic cylinder. And it's a one-piece, monoblock, design. This ceramic cylinder is also made by Zontes. Look, while other OEMs and suppliers have harmonious partnerships, at Zontes, those parts suppliers probably never expected that one day, they would end up competing with the OEM. Let's talk about this monoblock ceramic cylinder. This type of one-piece ceramic cylinder is much harder to process. The yield rate is lower. That's why you see many big-name bikes use split-type cylinders. For example, Kawasaki or Benelli, the whole range, uses split cylinders. Even the Yamaha R1 uses a split design. Not to mention domestic engines. They are almost all split ceramic cylinders. Only the 703 was bold enough to use a monoblock ceramic cylinder. Everyone knows monoblock ceramic is better. But ultimately you have to consider cost. One factor is processing difficulty. The other is the yield rate, since defective ones can't be used. It indirectly leads to high costs. So, a big thumbs up to Zontes for the cylinders. Moreover, the hardness of this ceramic cylinder reaches 700. This hardness probably means among domestic big bikes on sale, none can surpass it. Not even close. Let me show you how to tell them apart. A split cylinder is like this, where the cylinder block is separate. Compared to this, where it's all one piece. That's called a monoblock cylinder. Split cylinders do have advantages. For instance, if you break it, it can be replaced individually. But ceramic cylinders generally don't break. Check out the timing chain, it's a Japanese did. If you've watched this far, and liked the video, please give us a like. Let's keep dismantling. Look at the wires coming from the stator coils. The wires on the 703 are really thick. I'll bring a Kawasaki one over for comparison. I don't need to say which one is thicker and which is thinner, right? Thicker wires are better, I inquired. And the 703 engine's power output is 400 watts. So for those with special modification needs, this should be enough for you. The water pump is driven by the balancer shaft gear. Flip it over to remove the oil pan. This machine uses a dual cooling system. Water-cooled plus oil-cooled. Since I got this engine from Old Chow, the oil cooler wasn't brought along. You can crouch in front of the bike to see. It has both a radiator and an oil cooler. This is the oil strainer. Removing the crankcase bolts. Once these are off, we can split the crankcase. Okay, let's look at the crankshaft bearings, shells. Based on the luster, these are copper-based shells. Using Sanson brakes copper-based bearings. Removing the balancer shaft. Let's continue looking at the bearings. The bearings are from NSK. The other side isn't easy to see, so let's check the ones on the camshaft side. Also NSK bearings. All 4 of these bearings are actually NSK. Now, let's examine the crankshaft. Why does the 703 sound so good? Look at the crankshaft gear, it's a split gear. Split gears are also called scissor gears or silencer gears. They produce that whirring sound. Triumph split gear is on the clutch basket. Zontes' design is quite clever, placing it directly on the crankshaft. Alright, look at the connecting rod bearings. These also appear to be copper-based shells. Judging by the color, they're also from Sanson brake. Each manufacturer's bearing shells have their own characteristics. Let's take a closer look. Yes, they are Sanson brake. The connecting rods are all forged. Now let's look at the pistons. They are forged pistons. All are graphite coated. And the tops have undergone micro-arc oxidation treatment. Let's check the piston brand. It's Shandong Pistons. The rings are from Riken, featuring PVD process. Now look at the piston pins. The piston pins also have DLC coating. Alright, back to the crankshaft. I don't need to say much about it. Old Chow has already provided a detailed explanation of this crank. His explanation is more professional and detailed. I'll just add that this is a forged molybdenum steel crankshaft. I don't need to take out the other 2 pistons. That's pretty much the whole disassembly. Overall, the materials used are very impressive. After 5 or 6 years of refinement, the crankshaft has indeed been completely redesigned. This split gear structure certainly satisfies everyone in terms of sound. Featuring forged pistons and micro-arc oxidation. Everything that should be there is there. Oh, right, just to add, Zontes' gears are all made in-house, so their self-sufficiency is very strong. The biggest praise should go to the monoblock ceramic cylinder. For an OEM to master this technology is truly no small feat. And then there's this unique cylinder head structure.